Good evening, everybody. Welcome to round 11 of our 1991 F1 series, coming to you from Silverstone in the United Kingdom. I am Jason White. I will be your play-by-play announcer for this event, and this is a very special event for us at ISO because we are unveiling a brand new build of 1991 Silverstone. More on that in a moment, but first, let's run down the top 10 in qualifying for today's race as time expired. Starting on the pole, and this is getting to be a familiar story, Ray Riddall in his Williams Renault with a scintillating time of 1 minute 23.206. 1.2 seconds back. That's right, more than a second back is John Team in his McLaren. That's got to be the biggest interval we've seen between first place and second place on the grid all season. In third is Grant Riddall, fourth is David Saber, fifth Jules Bouchard, sixth Giovanni Cinturami, seventh Ruben Fernandez, eighth Nicholas Kirsten, ninth Anders Nilsson, and 10th Richard Wilkes. That's the top 10 in qualifying for today's British Grand Prix. So here we are at Silverstone, and in truth, this was round 8 of the real 1991 F1 Championship, and for us it's round 11, and some of you might be wondering why that's the case. Well, here's what's going on. The answer is that a major undertaking has been going on behind the scenes at ISO for months. As far back as late 2023, Martin Lucina, with the assistance of our ISO laboratory staff, has been building a brand new 1991 Silverstone from scratch. And make no mistake, this is a very, very difficult undertaking that takes a lot of late nights and a lot of teamwork and a lot of painstaking attention to detail. So in order to deliver the completed track, our 1991 British Grand Prix has been delayed until now so that Martin and his team have plenty of time to get the job done and create the quality track that our members have come to expect from us here. So what we have for you tonight is a beautiful rendition of 1991 Silverstone, period correct, and with 3D modeling that was based on LiDAR data, believe it or not. So I drove it yesterday, and I have to say it is fantastic to drive. It's visually stunning, and the surface is fantastic. I'm really, really pleased with it. I'm sure you'll be pleased with it, and I think, as far as I can tell from our drivers, they love it too. So we also want to point out that in addition to the 91 layout, there are other layouts at Silverstone that will be available down the pike. So this build will be useful for years to come, not just for this one particular event. So we thank Martin Lucina and the laboratory team for their tireless efforts to make this scratch-built 1991 Silverstone a reality, and we hope that it will give us a really exciting Formula One contest tonight to christen this track. So great job, Martin, and everybody in the laboratory. You guys did a fantastic job. So let's talk about the race itself now on this circuit. The 91 F1 season saw a new layout at Silverstone. Prior to this, there was a real high-speed layout that had been around for a long, long time. And Silverstone was famous for being the highest speed circuit on the F1 calendar. This new situation here at Silverstone, they're trying to make it more of a road circuit with various additions throughout the track. Some of those would include a recontoured copse, a new serpentine complex that encompasses Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel curves, the Vale section between Stowe and Club, and then there's a series of low second gear corners leading up to the slower but still iconic Woodcote. And although it is no longer the fastest circuit on the F1 calendar, this does present a unique challenge for the drivers, and it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see who has the best balance of speed and handling for tonight's race. I'm sure it's going to be a really fun contest. So let's take a look at the point standings going into today's race. Ray Riddall is still on top with 62 points. Anders Nilsson is in second with 44. Jules is in third with 24. Giovanni Cinturami in fourth with 19. And then we have Cezariusz Lipinski with 18.5 points. Remember, last event that we had was shortened because of a technical issue with the server. So in the spirit of shortened F1 races, what usually happens, we awarded half points. So that is why you see that 18.5 there. When we go to the constructor standings, Cannon Williams' team is in first with 66 points. Second is Team 7-Up Jordan with 50. Third is Scuderia Italia with 29 points. Fourth is Bronze Hero Honda with 24. And then we have Honda, Marlboro, McLaren with 22 points. All right, so let's go out to the track now and let's, without any further ado, take a look at the great work that has been done by Martin and his team. See who we can find out here that is just about to complete a lap. There's Oscar Team. Let's see. Trying to find somebody who's close to the end of a lap. Well, that's not quite where I want it to be. Let's see. Oh, Juha has spun. Oops. All right. Let's see. Maybe. That's Oscar Team. Let's see. There's got to be one more. Okay, here comes Nicholas Kirsten, a recent two-time winner in the ISO 1996 BTCC series. Let's get on board here with Nicholas, and we'll go around the circuit in his Jordan J191. Now heading into the last corner. Second to last, sorry. Now here's Woodcote. And now let's go for a lap of Silverstone with Nicholas Kirsten coming down the main straight here, heading towards Copse, the first corner. He downshifts the fifth, and he takes a generous amount of curb there, exiting Copse. Now we go through the Serpentine kind of section, Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel, which used to be a simple pointed turn, but now it's got a very, very sweeping section. Now we're onto the Hangar Straight, heading down towards Stowe. And actually, oh goodness, he's decided to take a little bit of a siesta there. So, all right, let's try this one more time with somebody else here. All right, this is, I believe, let's see, this is our pole sitter, so this will work. All right, coming out of second last turn. And now starting a flying lap. Okay, here we go. Let's go for a lap with Ray Riddall then. Timo Ramirez just ahead. Crosses the line. Up to sixth gear. Downshifting now. Down to fourth actually for Copse. Pit exit on the right. Sixth gear again. Heading into this very serpentine complex. It can be easy to get it wrong here. You got to have the exact right line going through here to be fast. Now exiting Chapel onto the Hangar Straight. He's going to take Timo Vermeers to the right under the Shell Bridge. Then Stowe is down here. Now Stowe used to be a much faster corner, but you have to come in here and progressively slow. It tightens right here. Now heads into the Vale section, which is brand new, and now you head to this left-right combination at Club. Heading back to the right now, Grant Riddall just ahead. Okay, accelerating out of Club. Abbey is the same as it was with the old layout. Looks pretty flat out. And now there's this dip underneath the bridge here into the bridge turn, which leads us into this series of second gear corners that are quite fast. Priory here. Or Priory, sorry. Brooklands, and then Luffield. Luffield, yes, it's Luffield. Heading now onto the main straight. And that's one lap of Silverstone. Let's have another look at it from outside the car now, and you can take a look at all the great work that's been done. All the right advertisements, I'm sure. Yeah, Ray is really taking Copse to the limit. He's pushing really hard. Now here we go through this serpentine kind of section. Ray doing his best to stay on the preferred line. Accelerating out of Chapel, and this is the Hangar Straight, which is now heading down towards the tightened Stowe. Sixth, fifth, fourth, and third, probably about here until he slips out. Oops, we got some tires there. Somebody's had an off. Ray then heads into the Club section. Left, right, progressively building speed as he comes out of Club. And now accelerating up towards Abbey, which leads to the farm straight. This Abbey is a very fast corner, same as before. Now dipping downhill through the bridge turn. At this point, this is where the support pit entry would be. Ray heads back to the left at Priory, and then Brooklands. And then Luffield, and that will lead him onto the old circuit at Woodcote. But overall, the textures are beautiful, the shaders are beautiful, the overall lighting of the track is fantastic, the shadows are all there, and the advertisements, I'm assuming, are all period correct, but this is really fantastic. It makes me want to take the Jaguar XJR15 mod on this track for a very quick jaunt as a Intercontinental Challenge race, because there's so much good work that's gone into it. There's a Ford Sierra ad, so yeah, it's definitely period correct, and we hope that you'll enjoy this evening's race. It should be a lot of fun, and yeah, building a track like this takes a lot of effort. I can't emphasize that enough. And in many hands, people to help with cameras and with finding the pit stalls, and putting them in the right place. It's important to have every detail taken care of, and from what I can tell, that definitely looks like the case here. So I can't wait to see how this race is going to play out. So coming up at ISO in the next few weeks, the next race on this calendar for the F1 series will be the Coca-Cola 62nd Italian Grand Prix from Monza, of course, Ferrari country. Round 12 of 16. Sunday, October 13th, that race will start at 2000 CEST, but will be on there at 1945, somewhere around there. And then the next round for F1, round 13, is the Portuguese Grand Prix, and that will be on October 27th, green light at 2000 CEST, on the air at 1945. So those are the next two F1 rounds coming up for you. Trivia question for you to ponder going into today's race. Who was the first British driver, or who was the first British winner of the British Grand Prix? Is it A, Sterling Moss, B, Tony Brooks, or C, Peter Collins? We'll have the answer later on in the broadcast. So let's take a look at Ray. He's doing another lap here, and we got about 5 minutes until the race starts. Richard and John Team in the pit lane, or in the garage. There is Giovanni Centorami traversing the Stowe portion of the circuit. Multiple camera angles, too, throughout the race, so that will help to keep things fresh lap after lap. Centorami getting to grips with the Tyrrell 020020. There's Timo Vermeersch, Intersection Diaries author. We haven't seen him in quite a while, but he is back racing with us. David Wattman, who is piloting a Lotus this evening, number 11, the Mika Hakkinen Lotus. Matthew Sibignani joining late in the Minardi. I don't believe he actually set a qualifying time, so he probably is starting dead last. But this will be an interesting race, for sure, from the standpoint of starting towards the back and advancing through the field. There are overtaking points, but definitely in some parts of the circuit, you have to stay on a particular line to really do the best you can. Here comes Rob de Vries. He is in the Leighton house of Mauricio Gugelmin. Finds his pit stall. I hope everybody had a chance to watch our latest ISO podcast with Ari Leyendijk. A lot of work went into that one, and Ari was a fantastic guest. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you do. He has a lot of enlightening things to say, not only about his own career, but what he's doing now as an IndyCar steward. Quite quite a good podcast, and Ari is a really good sport. So definitely check that one out. We're going to keep creating podcasts on a regular basis. At least that's our plan. We know we were taking a break from those for quite a while, but we're back doing those more often. It won't always be a special guest. Other times we'll be discussing things having to do with the league and other things, but you can expect that we're going to have more regular podcasts as we go forward. 3 minutes to go. There's Oscar. Oscar's doing a one-off this evening for the Benetton team. Bruno Chacon is not here this evening. I'm sure that Oscar's going to want it. Whoa! As he skates along the curbing there, as he comes through Chapel. I'm sure he's going to want to make a lot of the opportunity he has here. And you can see some people here, I think, doing practice starts. Yeah, that was one of them back there. It's always a good thing to do practice starts. And here's Richard Wilkes in the Ferrari. It'll be really interesting to see how the 643 performs on this circuit. Just to remind everybody, before we go to the race session proper, we're doing 59 laps of this circuit, or a little over 308 kilometers. So, and it is just me solo in the booth tonight, unless Juha or somebody falls out of the race and feels like popping in. But in any case, I'm really glad to be bringing this race to you and showcasing Martin Lacina's brand new Silverstone. I never get tired of hearing that Ferrari sound, even though I'm not a big Ferrari fan, but I really love hearing this sound. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Remember too that the Ferrari has 7 gears to play with, so that might make the gearing for the Ferrari drivers a little bit different than other people as far as what they take in slower or fast turns. See what happens here as they go through Abbey. Do they hit 7? Yep, there it is, 7th gear. And what gear do they go in here? 5th gear for the bridge turn, okay. All right, the time has expired now, so we should be going to the grid very shortly here. We thank Wilkes for letting us ride along with him. So we should be going to the grid very soon here, and then we'll go around the circuit with the recon lap and tell you who everybody is, and then we'll get started with this British Grand Prix. Barry Lynn's throwing in her lot with a C for the trivia question. Everybody else definitely ponder that question while we are traversing the British Grand Prix. We'll go back to it probably close to the end of the race or after the actual race is over. It'll depend on what the action is. All right, so the grid has successfully loaded. There is our pole sitter, Ray Riddall. And once everybody is on the grid and we roll away, I will take you through the entire grid for this race. I think we had a little bit less than our 26 cars that normally start. My guess is we'll have somewhere in the 20s, but we'll see how many we have once we roll away. Oh, wait a minute. It looks like we've gone back to Yes, we have gone back to the warm-up session. Apparently, we lost somebody. So we'll wait to see when those people arrive, if there's indeed more than one, and we'll load them up again, re-rack them, and see if we can get this underway again.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
We now join the following program already in progress.
All right, here we go. Waiting for everybody to join the track here. And we'll head out on our recon lap and begin the British Grand Prix after the lights go out, or go on, in the case may be. And away we go on the recon lap. On the pole is Ray Riddall in his Williams Renault FW14. In second, John Team, McLaren Honda MP46. Third, Grant Riddall, Tyrrell Honda 020. Fourth, David Saber, Ferrari 643. Fifth, Jules Bouchard, McLaren Honda MP46. Sixth, Giovanni Centrami, Tyrrell Honda. Seventh, Ruben Fernandez, Leighton House, Ilmore, CG911. Eighth, Nicholas Kirsten, Jordan Ford, J191. Ninth, Anders Nilsson and the other Jordan. 10th, Richard Wilkes, Ferrari 643. 11th, Juha Bos, Benetton Ford. 12th, Rob DeVries, Leighton House Ilmore. 13th, Mikael Drexler, Williams Renault FW14. 14th, Cesarius Lipinski, Minardi Ferrari. 15th, Mike Olson, Lotus Judd 102B. 16th, Mark Matthias Whitman, AGS Ford. 17th, Oscar Thiem in his one-off for Benetton. 18th, David Wattman, Lotus Judd 102B. 19th, Simon Wattman in the Ligier Lamborghini. 20th, Timo Vermeersch, Intersection Diaries author, LaRousse Ford LC91. 21st, Matt Sibignani, Minardi Ferrari M191. And I believe that is the full complement. We do not have Johnny Aces here today. So the cars are coming around now, getting ready for the start. They're in the Priory section in Brooklands, and then we'll come to Luffield and Woodcote. And at that point, they will be racked and ready to go. All right. So Ray is bringing the cars up to the grid now. So it's going to be a face-off here between John Thiem and Ray Riddall. We'll see who gets away first. Should be a really exciting start. Wait for that name to flicker in the corner there, and we'll be ready for the lights to go on. And there it is. Okay, stand by for the start of the British Grand Prix. And the race is underway. Great getaway by Ray Riddall. Oh no, we've already got parts flying. My goodness. Ray Riddall heads into the first turn in the lead. Let's see if we actually have one car against the wall back there. My goodness. Ray Riddall is in first, and it looks as if we have a Tyrrell in second. McLaren's holding station third and fourth. Cars heading through the serpentine section after Copse. Everybody seems to be in good trim except for the one unfortunate driver who didn't make it through. It's Grant Riddall who has made it up to second place and is going around Thiem now, trying to squeeze through. Yes, Grant Riddall is in second place now. Thiem drops to third. Bouchard is fourth. As we head now through the club section, Sabre is in fifth. Nicholas Kirsten is in sixth. Seventh is Ruben Fernandez. Eighth is Giovanni Centorami. Ninth is Richard Wilson. 10th is Rob DeVries. Look at this. Here comes Thiem up the inside trying to take it back. He can't quite get it done. He's going to try it again on the next turn. No, not enough room, but he's right there with Bouchard. But great start by Grant Riddall to advance up to second position. His dad is just ahead of him here. About to complete lap number one. Coming around Woodcote now is Ray Riddall in the lead in his Williams Renault. There he goes. In second, Grant Riddall. And in third, we have John Thiem. Fourth, Bouchard. Fifth, David Sabre in the Ferrari. Sixth is Nicholas Kirsten. Seventh, Ruben Fernandez. Eighth is Centorami. Ninth is Wilkes. 10th, Rob DeVries. Looking back now from Grant Riddall's car, he's got two McLarens looking to get past it there. Grant is using the 1990 spec Honda engine. And of course, Thiem is using the V12. He's looking for any kind of daylight here. Is he going to take him on the outside going into Stowe? I didn't think he was going to do that. But David Sabre is also back there. So there's a trio of V12s chomping at the back of Grant Riddall's car. My goodness. And it was Oscar Team who was out of the race already. That's really unfortunate because he had a great opportunity with that Benetton to have a good result. Oscar Team's luck, I'll tell you, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. That's the way it seems at times. In any case, the gap is already building with Ray Riddall. He's got the gap up to 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds now from him to Grant, wasting no time with that Williams. He was very superior in qualifying, over a second ahead of John Team. And so this is going to be a really exciting race for second place, I would think. If things go according to Ray Riddall's plan, he might just streak away and never look back. Coming through to complete lap number 2, starting lap number 3, John Team definitely looks like he has the speed to get by Grant Riddall. Backs up a little bit here. So just one retirement so far, which is encouraging. John Team heading down the long straight, heading into the right-hander at Stowe. And now into the Vale section, heading back to the left. Club. I think we can expect to see one pit stop in this race for tires. I think it's a pretty fair assessment. So we'll see who made the right choice on tires when we get to the tire stop. But Grant's doing a great job of defending himself here. We have another driver out of the race. It appears to be... It's Ruben Fernandez. Let's have a look at what happened. Oh my goodness, Ruben has had an accident. Parked against the curb here. This looks like it's in the Vale section. Let's run it back here, see what happened. Looks like a pretty serious off. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, I see what happened. He hit the curb. These curbs here at Silverstone are not something you want to contact too often, and it sent him right into the barrier. My goodness. So that's the end of the day for Ruben Fernandez, unfortunately. And my goodness, look at the gap that Ray has pulled out already. 4 seconds between himself and Grant Riddall, John Team, Jules Bouchard, and Sabre. That's incredible. He's just pulling away from everybody. Oh, look at this. Team having another look, but he's not going to be able to get it done. Here comes everybody else through it. Looks like, is that Rob DeVries there? Might be looking at the back of Juha Bos. That could be a good battle. And now Jules Bouchard is coming under increasing attack from David Sabre. Looking backwards from Jules' car. Two V12s here competing against each other. Now heading into Cops one more time. Ooh, just clipping the dirt there. So we'll have to keep a closer watch on this V12 battle back here, because that's actually going to help Grant Riddall, because if they're busy defending themselves or fighting amongst themselves, that'll give him some time to make up a bit of distance. But my goodness, the gap to Ray Riddall is now 6 seconds. That's incredible. Well, it's now 5, but it was almost 6 seconds before. That's nuts. Let's look back through the field here. Look at this. Here's Rob DeVries looking to pass Drexler, but can't get it done. This is a battle for 10th place. Into the club section. Heading up towards the bridge turn now. It's funny, every time I join a battle, it seems to cool off. Oh my goodness, look at how close things are here now. Well, they were for a second, but I think David just hit a curb there. Oh, look at this. Team is trying again to get by. Grant Riddall get his second place back. Can't quite do it. They both run very wide at Cops. He's got him on the end. No, he doesn't quite. He's having little looks here and there, but he just can't quite get his McLaren placed properly. On board now with John Team. He definitely has the legs on the straight. You can see it. He takes a look, but he's not close enough yet to take Grant Riddall. To the right now. Heading up to Abbey here. Yeah, the curbs here at Silverstone are very tall, so you don't really want to touch them. We saw what can happen there when Ruben Fernandez went out of the race. If you get on them, it can shoot the car in a direction you don't want to go, namely the wall. And meanwhile, Bouchard is right with Sabre. Sabre is actually up to fourth now, past Jules Bouchard a little while ago. So the McLarens are now separated for the time being. This is David Sabre looking ahead to John Team and Grant Riddall's battle. And John has another look on the inside, but just can't quite seem to get where he needs to be to get that pass made. Meanwhile, my goodness, Ray's lead is now up to 7.5 seconds. So whatever was required to make the Williams compete at the level that it's at, it's just incredible whatever settings Ray has. I think it's a combination of his skill at the wheel and the car being set up absolutely perfectly. Now heading through the Priory and Brooklyn section up to left field. Oh, this is actually getting close here between David Sabre, John Team, and Grant Riddall. He wants to join this fight too. Yeah, they're getting very close in here actually. Let's go forward here. Here's John with Grant Riddall. Let's see if he can get alongside Grant here. He's looking at him, but no, he just can't quite do it. Grant is doing a really good job defending his position. You'll notice, too, that there are no tobacco sponsors on these cars, as I assume that was the way it was for the British Grand Prix in 1991. Oh, my goodness. John very close, and so is David Sabre. These three could throw a blanket over them, heading through the Stowe section. My goodness, this is really good stuff. Is John going to try down the inside? He tries, but he just couldn't get it done. There might have been a bit of contact there. And now, Sabre is looking to capitalize on that move that didn't work. Here they come towards Abbey. These cars look very twitchy. Might say something about how they've been set up for the race. Maybe some people went for speed over downforce. Heading now into Priory, Brooklands, and Luffield. Leading to Woodcote. Ray Riddall, his lead is now 7 seconds. Incredible. Through Woodcote and starting lap number 9. John is right there. See, the danger here, getting this close to another driver, is that you run the risk of not being able to see your shutoff marker or where you want to accelerate. You have a very limited amount of vision. You're already very low in the car with regard to, where you are with the track, so you don't have a lot of vision above what's going on. Look at this. John, very close. Is he going to go for it? He goes to the inside. No, there's just not enough room there. And look at Sabre take advantage. He gets very close on the exit of Stowe. And there's Bouchard back there. This is a great four-car battle this is becoming now. Really exciting. Schlapinski is out of the race. That's unfortunate. All right, here they come through Abbey, up to the bridge turn. John seems to have his best chance to overtake Grant at the end of the hangar straight. That's where he's been the strongest, so if he can get a good exit out of Chapel, that's probably going to be his best bet. But he's got these other two cars behind him really hungry for to advance their position, so he has to be very, very careful where he chooses to overtake. Back through the start-finish area once again, starting lap number 10. Here comes John looking again at the end of the main straight, but he can't. Going into Copse, he's got to tuck back behind. Oh, John runs very wide. And look at this. Here's David Sabre. He's going to try and take advantage. He can't get alongside. Really high-stakes game here with these guys. Very high-powered engines, and if they make one mistake, that's essentially what's going to make the difference here. If someone makes a mistake. All right, here they come, down the hangar straight. This is another chance for John here to pop out and possibly overtake. He's clearly faster on the straights. He goes to the outside this time. Grant took a bit of a defensive posture. Look at Sabre. Oh, Sabre has contacted John Team. John goes into a lazy slide, maintains the position. Sabre is down to 5th, and he's lost his front wing. Sabre is going to have to go to the pits. Well, that's a unfortunate development. Let's look at a replay. They go through, and you see right here, he actually contacts John Team right there at the back. Let's look at it from inside of Sabre's car. That'll give us a clearer indication of what actually went down. So there's Team going to the outside, and then he sweeps back, and then I guess David misjudged the closure rate there. John was very lucky to not go into a deeper slide, but of course David Sabre's going for the pits now. He's down to 11th place, can't really drive at a fast clip with the car being that way. Grant now has a bit of a reprieve in 2nd place. John Team still in 3rd. You got to wonder if he got any damage as a result of that impact. So the net result here is that Grant gets to cool his heels a little bit. The McLarens there are 3rd and 4th. Here is Kirsten just ahead of Sentorami. Richard Wilkes is in 7th ahead of Juha. Drexler looking pretty good so far. He's up 4 places from the start, and he's being shadowed by Nilsson, who's in 10th. He's down 1 place from the start. 11th is Rob DeVries in the lone Leighton House, and he's up 1 position. Up 3 positions is Mike Olson. Good drive for him so far. 12th, driving the number 12 Lotus. 13th is Mark Whitman, and he is driving the AGS. He's had a few good starts with this car, and this is another one that turned out pretty good. He's up 3 places. 14th, David Sabre. That's interesting. He didn't go for the pits. He's doing another full circuit without a front wing. That doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Maybe he missed the pit entrance. It's a bit tricky. My goodness, he's losing gobs of time here just trying to get around the circuit without a front wing. In 15th, Matthew Sibignani in their lone Minardi. The other one with Schlapinski is out of the race, and he's up 6 positions from the start. That's a good increase for him. And then we have in 16th Wattman in the other of the Lotus Judds. Simon Wattman, his brother, is soldiering on 17th, up 2 places in the Ligier Lamborghini. And then we have Timo Vermeers, who's very close, in 18th place. And I believe that is the last car running. Yes. Our leader, Ray, is now actually coming up on the group I just mentioned to put them a lap down. 9 seconds. Incredible, the gap here. Grant Riddall. Oh, and look at this. It appears that John has closed that gap up very quickly. He's back at the back of Grant Riddall, looking to challenge for second once again. So that didn't take very long to gain that time back that he had lost from that collision with Sabre. He went into a very lazy slide, and he was very lucky to save that. But we'll see now if he's able to regain that second place. Oh, here comes John. Is he going to do it? Oh, they're side by side going into the bridge turn, and John team is through. John team has retaken second place. Grant coming back on the inside, but can't quite get it done. Now he's in a McLaren sandwich. Look at Grant fight with the front of that car there. Not getting the grip from those wings because of the turbulence, I'm sure. He's getting, the back end of his car is actually all over the place. He just clipped the grass there. Heading now through the pit area. So it was probably just a matter of time before John got that back, because he clearly had the speed on the straight versus the Tyrrell. Now the question is, can Bouchard advance his position? But the problem now that faces John team is that all that time he's been trying to get around Grant, Ray is gone. He's just out of the picture there, 10 seconds away from John team. So the damage has been done. The only way that he's going to catch up that distance probably is through some kind of a pit stop trick. But in any case, I highly doubt anyone's trying anything like no stop for this race. That would really surprise me, because these turns are very demanding on tires, and I'm sure that everyone's going to want to change tires at least once. Jay Racer is asking, are there any team orders at McLaren today? I don't know. You would have to ask Bouchard and John Team. They would know. Martin, the key contributor to this track, is really enjoying what he's seeing. He loves the battle. Well, hopefully we're showcasing your work, Martin, in the best way possible. Thank you again for all your hard work on this track. It's really fantastic. And I'm going to start lobbying right away for a Jaguar Intercontinental Challenge with the XJR 15s. We need to do that on this track sometime at some point. Okay, so now they're starting to encounter the lap traffic. And any misunderstanding here could spell trouble for Grant Riddall as they exit. Oh my goodness, here's Bouchard trying to get alongside of Grant, and he has. He's not in the right spot necessarily. Let's see if he can hang on the outside. Yes, he does. He goes around Grant and picks up third place. Wow. I'm beginning to wonder if Grant is having some kind of a handling problem, because his car is very skittish, especially under braking. But that's 2 positions he's lost now, so we'll have to keep a close eye on Grant. They're coming up now to lap Simon Wattman in the Ligier Lamborghini. And, Simon makes room for them. Looks like Grant is understeering in some cases. In other cases, it looks like the back end is coming around. John Team is well clear of these two now, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can eat into the gap. It hasn't moved much so far. It's only decreased by like a half a second, but maybe John can start to reel in Ray Riddall. It was 10 seconds before, now it's 9.5, and it's not really a huge amount of gain, but still, you know, it's a long race. We're only on lap 15 right now out of 59. And look at this. Here is Nicholas Kirsten and Giovanni Centorami having just cleared Simon Wattman, and Centorami trying to go the long way around to get 5th place, and he gets it. Fantastic. Wow, let's take a look at that in a replay. There's Kirsten on the right. That was really good. Great pass by Giovanni on the outside going into a Stowe. The trick there is that you'll be on the inside line when you get to the other side of Stowe, heading into the Vale section. That's the trick. I'm sure that he was pondering there. Uh-oh, it appears that we've lost one of the McLarens here. Let's see. No, we have them. Sorry, I was just confused for a moment. Yep. So Centorami is now in 5th, so you have the Tyrrells running 4th and 5th. Here is Richard Wilkes, who is trying his best to fend off Juha. This is a battle for 7th place. See Simon just ahead there. He's going to probably make way for them in a second. There he goes to the inside. Well done. Juha's getting pretty close to Wilkes here. Might be ready to take a shot at some point. Those 12 cylinders, though, put out a lot of power. Look at this. Drexler and Nilsson right together. Nilsson in 10th, Drexler in 9th. Drexler using the power of that Renault to pull away. Looking back now from Wilkes' car. See if Bos is able to do anything here. Oh, look at that. There goes Nilsson. He goes, oh my goodness. Nilsson actually contacts Drexler there. Let's take a look at a replay of that. Drexler heading through Stowe. This is a replay. And look at this. He didn't get on the power right away, and Nilsson tried the inside, but oh my goodness, there was contact there. Very brief, but thankfully not too hard. Bos is pushing this car very hard. Hopefully the Ford will hold it together. Michael Olsen out of the race now. That's really too bad. He was having a good run with the Lotus. Look at this. Wilkes has a slightly slower exit from Copse. I don't think Juha's going to be able to capitalize here. It's tough to do it in this section. But the Ford is actually a pretty powerful engine, the HB, considering that it's 8 cylinders versus the 12 that are ahead. You can see how Wilkes just pulls out away from Juha here on the fast sections. It's definitely the turns that are lower speed where Juha has more grip. Simeoni making way for Nicholas. Best battle in the circuit is for 7th right now between Wilkes and Bos. Starting lap 19. Juha is very close now, and he looks like he's got a little bit of a toe here, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. No, he's holding station as they go into stow. Smart move. I don't know that we have a 1992 British Touring Car Championship mod. It's an interesting question, but it would be cool. So these three are dispensing with the lap traffic pretty quickly here. See here, in the shorter straights and in the slower corners, Juha definitely closes in. It's when we get out on the fast stuff that see Wilkes is able to pull away right here. Back through Cops now. Yeah, he's definitely a lot closer. Oh, he clips the curb there a little bit. He's not going to want to do that much. And Nilsson in 10th, looking to catch Drexler. Oh, look at this. That was Saber trying to overtake De Vries. I think he's actually a lap behind. Yeah, but he's trying to get by and advance his position. But Saber is all the way down to 15th place after losing his front wing. That's really unfortunate for him. So this is not a battle for position right here between De Vries and Saber. But Saber clearly has the faster car. He wants to get around De Vries. There he goes. Not a pass for position, but he wants to get by him so he can keep moving. Whitman. Matthias Whitman all by himself in 12th. 13th is Simeoni. 14th, David Watman. He's trying to close in on Simeoni here. This will be a battle for 13th place. Saber's 15th. 16th is Simon Watman, and then 17th and last is Vermeersch. And the gap from Ray down to John Team has actually decreased a bit. It is down to 9 seconds, more or less, 9.1 or 2. And one has to wonder if that's Ray just taking the car off the boil a little bit now that he's built up all this time. We are waiting now for John to make an appearance. There he is. That's second place. Here comes Bouchard in third. And then we should see Grant Riddall next. There he is. And Giovanni Santarami, his teammate. There he is. Kirsten in sixth place. And then here we have this nice battle going on between Wilkes, Bos, Drexler, and Nilsson. So it's very close quarters here. They're still battling for these positions, but not really in a position right now for any of them to make an attempt. But they're all very close together. Exciting to watch. Oh, there goes Drexler off the track. This could be Nilsson's chance, and he's through. Nilsson is up to 9th now because Drexler ran just wide there at Copse. And sometimes that's what happens in racing. You take advantage of other people's problems. OPP. And he gets through. Coming down the hanger straight now. And Anders is maintaining his position there. Good pass by Anders, taking advantage of an opportunity there as it presents itself. Now Juha looking for a chance to get by Wilkes, but it's really tough going. V8 versus V12. Kirsten is in 6th. He's running a largely quiet race at the moment. And Centorami looks like he's starting to close in on his Tyrrell teammate there of Grant Riddall. The gap is about 3 seconds. He spools up that Honda V10. Yeah, the gap between him and his teammate is about 2.7 seconds right now. Timo Vermeer's out of the race now. My goodness, we're starting to have some attrition take hold. There you can see for yourself down hanger straight the difference. And then you see Giovanni Centorami there in 6th place. These people all close together here, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. But not close enough to do anything. We might see positions exchange on pit stops before we see anything here. We'll see what happens. We're coming up to getting closer to half distance. This is actually a good matchup here between Bos and Nilsson because they're running the same engine, basically. Is Nilsson going to try here? Nope. But he's right there with Juha Bos. Getting ready to start lap number 24. Actually, yeah, they're starting lap 24 now. Let's see if Nilsson can make any inroads here. Using every bit of road there. And definitely Juha has the advantage coming down the straightaway here. That dip under the bridge is pretty exciting when you're driving that because you downshift hopefully only once and just sweep through there. It's pretty fun. Juha driving Nelson Piquet's Benetton. Going through the straightaway once again. Really close here, but no one's really in a position to do much about it. Everybody pretty much holding station here. We're waiting for something to happen. I mean, Nilsson took advantage of a mistake by Drexler, and that's why he was able to get one position. All right, so we're getting to a point now where at some point we're thinking about pit stops. Ray has increased his lead now. It's some 11 seconds between himself and second place John Team. Pretty smooth sailing here. Ray hasn't put a foot wrong. He's, goodness, it shows 12 seconds now. Looks like that's Simon Watman up ahead that he's going to be putting another lap on. Yeah, getting out of the way sometimes can be really difficult there. You saw it with Simon Watman. That's pretty difficult stuff at times. Coming down the hanger straight again, and there is his next target, Mark Whitman. So I would think at some point Ray is going to head into the pits and take on new tires. Maybe this lap, maybe another one, I don't know, but we'll see. No wrench right now. Oh, okay, Grant Riddall is showing pits. So he's going to be the first of the leaders to make a pit stop for tires, and we'll have to take a close look when he comes in. We'll get set here because he's going to be coming in pits very shortly, and we'll take a look at what tires he puts on. Things to consider when you're pitting for tires. As the fuel load goes, oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, Grant has almost an off there. He ran wide. Thankfully, there was some tarmac off the line there, and he was able to get back on the circuit, but it looks like he really does need new tires. So his fuel load is less. Here he comes into the pits now. Oh my goodness, he clips some cones there. I don't know if that's going to result in a penalty, but in any case, here he comes. There goes Kirsten by. And let's take a look at what kind of tires he's going to have here. He is on the blue tire, which I believe are the softs. Could be wrong. But there he goes. Out of the pit lane. Drexler also in. You can see him there in his Williams. Yeah, he's making a stop as well. So Drexler and Grant Riddall are the two first cars to make a stop. Grant all the way down to 9th place. DeVries advances to 10th. Here comes Drexler exiting the pits in 11th. But Will would presume that most everybody's going to be doing this, so cars will cycle through. Meanwhile, this battle is continuing here with Nilsson, Bos, and Juha. One wonders if these guys are planning on coming into the pits. Heading towards the pit entrance now. I doubt either of these guys are going to go in right now. Nope, they both stay wide of the entrance. And so does Nilsson. Grant is now 9th. Kirsten is up to 5th thanks to the pit stop. And Centorami now showing pits. So Centorami will be coming in. The McLarens and the Williams are staying out. Centorami seems to be getting along with his new Tyrrell quite well. Heading through the club section now, so he's going to be heading for the pit lane very shortly. And that will undoubtedly promote Nicholas Kirsten into 4th place, assuming that he doesn't stop. Centorami for the pits. And Kirsten's going to stay out, so Kirsten advances to 4th place. There. So the order now, Ray Riddall in the lead, John Team in 2nd, Bouchard in 3rd, Kirsten, who you are watching, is in 4th, Richard Wilkes in 5th, Juha Bos in 6th, Anders Nilsson is in 7th, Giovanni Centorami 8th, 9th is Grant Riddall after his pit stop, and 10th is Drexler after his pit stop. So yep, everybody's still staying out up here. Wilkes still in 5th place, 6th is Juha Bos, 7th Nilsson. These three still very close together. This has got to be taking a toll on tires after a while. Through the bridge turn. See how much Juha is able to reel in Wilkes here. He goes wide at Copps, but keeps it under control. Wilkes doesn't seem to be as fast in these turns. Look at how much Juha reels him in here. Yeah, he gets very close through here. But then once they get onto the hanger straight, Wilkes kicks in the afterburners and he's gone. Yep. They look a lot closer on that foreshortened shot. Sabre out of the race. See what happened here. That looks like an engine failure. Let's see. I'll run it back a bit here, but that looks to be an engine failure. Maybe he was just pushing the car too hard. I don't know. He just decides to. Yeah, the engine failed. It's silent now. So unfortunately, engine failure for David Sabre. That's too bad. Maybe he won't be too sorry to be out though, because he was down in 15th. No chance of really advancing. Too bad. So the lead is still 11 seconds for Ray Riddall. 2nd is John Team. 3rd, Jules Bouchard. 4th, Kirsten. None of these cars have stopped yet. Look at Wilkes, though. He's having to really defend himself, but here's Nilsson having another chance. See, every time one of these guys makes an attempt and fails, the other driver behind has a chance to look. Nilsson having a really long, hard look here, but oh, he's on the inside. Oh, my goodness, very close to making contact there. In fact, Nilsson runs a bit wide as a result of that. And so it's a game of inches at this point, just trying to get any kind of ground with somebody. But look at this. Here is Bos. That's the closest he's been to Juha since. We have a yellow flag in this section. Not sure what the problem is. I don't see anybody. Juha definitely making hay now with Wilkes. None of these three have stopped either. We've had the Tyrrell stop and Drexler stop, and that's pretty much been it. So oh, there it goes. Yes, that is Wilkes. He is taking his pit stop now. So that will drop him down to 7th place. And that means Grant will advance to 7th. There he goes. He's 8th. Now he's 7th. Yeah, there. And Grant, and then that takes Centorami up to 8th. Yep. Wilkes still in the pits. Hopefully he'll get away soon and he'll be able to rejoin. This is a long pit stop. My goodness. There he goes. 10th place now. My goodness, that was a costly stop. Very long. Long enough that Drexler's now in front of him. That shows how long of a stop it was. And Ray, is going for another lap. 11 seconds. John's going for another lap. So is Bouchard. So the leaders keep soldiering on. Sans pit stop. Here comes Kirsten. Is he going to go for the pits now? Nope. Does not appear he will. Starting lap 34 now. Anders continuing. So is Juha. And Grant is actually the first of the cars in line that is already pit. And so then we have Giovanni and Drexler and Wilkes. Those are all the cars that have stopped of the leaders thus far. So what we're waiting for is for the top 4 to pit. Now, Kirsten is now in a full-time drive with Jordan. Seems to be doing quite well. I mentioned, too, that he won 2 races in the 1996 British Touring Car Championship. Took the overall win for both races at Brands Hatch Indy. So he's looking really good in that series so far. There's only 2 races to go. But at this point, he's looking really strong. So if we look at just going back to the driver's points real quickly, if Ray wins today, he's going to be extending this point lead massively. Anders is actually in the points, but he's only going to score 2 points if he stays where he is. Jules stands to gain the most from where he's at right now. Centorami out of the points at the moment, and Slapinski did not finish, so he's not going to be getting much, or he's not going to get anything out of this race, unfortunately. Kirsten continues for another lap, and if you look back, there is Anders with Juha not far behind. And in the distance, you can see the first of the Tyrrells. So cars getting very spread out here. Yep, same old story for the top 4. This may be a good time to take a break to do the trivia question. Let's get this out of the way. Trivia question: who was the first British driver the first British winner of the British Grand Prix? Is it A, Sterling Moss, B, Tony Brooks, C, Peter Collins? Time is up. Everybody put your answers on the chat. Nobody's putting answers on the chat. Nothing's changed on the track, but nobody wants to take a stab at it, so I'll just say what the correct answer is. The correct answer is Sterling Moss, 1955. All right. Back to the race. It's a lot more fun when I have someone in the booth to do the trivia question, because then we can do the sound effects. But anyway, maybe next time. Still the same at the front. Ray Riddall, Team Bouchard, and Kirsten. Anders Nilsson in 5th, Bos in 6th, Grant in 7th, 8th is Giovanni Santarami, 9th is Drexler, and 10th is Wilkes. So Wilkes' long stop really cost him there in terms of track position. When you have Drexler ahead of you, and he was way back in like 11th or so to start with and worked his way up, but Wilkes was at least 3 or 4 cars ahead of where Drexler was at one point, so that shows you how slow Wilkes' stop was. All right, Juha, let's see. Juha has made his stop. There he is in the pits in a replay, and this will put him down to 9th place. So he's behind Drexler and Santarami. So let's see. Is anybody going to go from the front group here? Does not appear so. Nope. Nobody's going to pit from the top 3. Straight again, so the top 4 still not going to pit. Anders continues through. Grant has already pitted once, so he's going to stay out, obviously. Santarami is actually closing quite rapidly here on his, well, not terribly. It's like 7 seconds. Drexler, and then there is Juha and Wilkes. So it looks like Wilkes is starting to eat into the gap between himself and Juha and Drexler. Juha obviously just came out of the pits, but that might give Wilkes a carrot to keep striving forward. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I didn't think that was a battle for position there, but so, my goodness, this has turned into a rather pedestrian affair at the moment, with Ray way the heck out in front, second being Team. Goodness, that gives you an indication of how big the gap is. Ray is in the maggots section, and John Team was just coming through cops at that time, so that's a long, long way between second and third. or first and second. Then we looked at third. Now we're in fourth with Nicholas Kirsten still staying out. Anders looks like he's actually, yeah, that gap is coming down now to fourth place, about 4 seconds. So eventually he's going to get that back when Nicholas pits, but he's really making hay right now. Ray continuing on. He's actually backed off a little bit. He's coming down to 10 seconds now as the gap. But I'm starting to wonder. I mean, it's 40 laps now. Maybe these guys aren't going to come in at all. I'm starting to wonder if that's the case because we're already way past halfway. Maybe they're just going to keep going. I don't know. Maybe that was the strategy all along. Seems like they've basically committed to it now because we're on lap 40 at this point. There's 19 laps to go after this one. So it's like, goodness, you know, maybe that was the plan. At any rate, Anders is definitely closing in on his teammate here. There in the distance there is Anders Nielsen trying to close on Nicholas Kirsten. The gap is definitely down. It's now reaching below 3 seconds here and there. He's only going down to 5th to go into Cops there. That's pretty cool. To Stowe, and it's definitely closing down now. It's only 2.5 seconds, so it looks like there'll be a battle here between the two Jordan drivers at some point. .1 seconds now. Definitely closing on those Goodyears. Yeah, they used Goodyears at Jordan. Look at this. Hand over fist, 1.7 seconds, 1.5. So Nicholas, clearly the tires are starting to give away here. Yep, 1.3 seconds now. Out coming up to 2 now. Nope, heading back down. So I think Kirsten is definitely in some sort of a tire issue now. He's not getting the grip that he wants. Yeah, look at this. It's now down to almost 1 second between... Oh, a little bit of a missed shift there from Nicholas. He might be starting to feel the pressure. Don't forget, coming up in ISO, we have the Italian Grand Prix, the next round. For our F1 1991 series. October 13th, green light is at 2000 CEST, and then the following race, the 13th round, is on October 27th, the Portuguese Grand Prix, also green light at 2000 CEST. Almost down to a second now, and that gap is shrinking dramatically. This is the best battle on the course right now between Nilsson and Nicholas Kirsten, teammates at the Jordan team. There they are, the twin Jordans coming down the hangar straight into Stowe. Now up to Club. They got one car that they have to deal with here. I think it's a Leighton House. I thought I saw a flash of blue. Yes, it is Rob DeVries, who is currently running in 11th place. I don't think he'll want to play a role in this if he can avoid it, if he can help it. Oh, closer and closer and closer. I don't know if there are team orders at Jordan. I think we can safely assume that there are no pit stops planned for the top four, because they would have pitted by now. We're on lap 44 out of 59. Like Nicholas is pulling out. No, it's still 0.934 seconds. Looks like a longer distance on the straight, but when they get to the turn, the accordion effect takes over, and you can see Nilsson a lot closer. Okay, there's DeVries just ahead. Oh, goodness! Nilsson just missed a shift, and that cost him. You can see it's now up to a full second between him and Kirsten. It only takes a small error like that, but look at Kirsten light up the tires. He's feeling the pressure. 1 second now between the two of them. Here comes DeVries. DeVries is going to want to let them by on the main straight here, I would think. Is that down to 0.9 seconds again? DeVries getting some decent power out of that Ilmore, able to stay ahead of Kirsten. So this may prove to have an impact here on this battle. Oh, Nilsson got a great exit there out of Chapel as they head down straight. Oh, here's DeVries making room. Good man. Very sporting of him. Kirsten swings a bit wide, but this is the closest these two have been yet. It's really amazing to me that the top three can continue without a tire stop, but Kirsten clearly is probably wishing that he had stopped for tires by now, because he's being hounded constantly by his teammate, and if he makes a small mistake, Nilsson's going to get through. Here they come down the hangar straight now. I think Nicholas is starting to struggle to hold on here, but yeah. Nilsson at some point is going to start to feel the toe. Oh, look at this. Juha's closing now on Drexler, so here's another battle that could start to percolate as we get to the end of the race here. Oh, look out, Juha. And Wilkes still in 10th, De Vries 11th, Watman 12th. And that is the last of the cars that are running. There's only 12 cars running in the race at the moment. So Drexler's got the benefit of this V10 power from the Renault to stave off Juha, but Juha's a very experienced driver. I'm sure he's got a few tricks up his sleeve that he's going to try before the end of the race. And the Jordan battle is getting hotter and hotter. He's looking from Anders' car forward to Nicholas Kirsten. Right with him now. 0.2 of a second. Through Abbey. Bridge turn. He's taking that in 5th. That's really fast. Down to 2nd for Priory, and oh man, he's really pushing. He got a bit of oversteer there coming out of the turn. It's a pretty even matchup now at this point. It's like, who's going to make the mistake? Yeah, two very evenly matched cars, so really it comes down to driving skill. But look at that. He's really pulling on him here, but that red light coming on, I worry about Anders' engine. I hope he's not pushing it too hard to the point where it's going to blow. After this lap, there will be 10 laps to go. Actually 11 now that I think about it, but still coming down towards the end of the British Grand Prix here. It's been so far a display of superiority by Ray Riddall and the Williams, but we've been getting treated to some nice battles here towards the end. Oh goodness, Juha's dropped way back. So apparently he made some kind of an error, because Drexler is now free and clear of him quite a ways. boy. Really close now. Not close enough, though, to make an attempt. The other interesting thing, if you look back here, Grant Riddall has joined this battle in 6th place in his Tyrrell. So now it's a 3-car battle. 3 of them right there. So this is getting really interesting towards the end here. Oh, look at that. Anders runs wide. Is that going to be Grant Riddall's chance? He's coming down the inside. Now he's going outside as they head into club. Nope. Wow, that was close. And it's not over yet. Grant is still attacking at the back of Anders' car, just a little bit. And here he comes again. He's looking at Abby on the outside. Is he going to make an attempt at the inside of the bridge turn? No. He thinks better of it. But Grant definitely has some legs here going into the last few laps. So Anders, it was all about him closing on his teammate, but now all of a sudden Grant Riddall's part of the equation. And I'm sure that Kirsten is happy with this development because it will distract Anders for a minute, maybe give Nicholas a chance to pull away, which is what he's doing. Now suddenly it's a battle between Nilsson and Grant Riddall. See if that V10 Honda can pull the car on the hanger straight. Grant is still twitching all over the place. That car is incredibly loose. Nilsson's still looking forward to his teammate, but he's got to have 360-degree vision now because he's got Grant closing in from behind. This is a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right close together now. It's an excellent battle between these 3. Oh, Nilsson very loose on that exit. Closing on Kirsten once again, so he might have another shot here. He made a slight error before, which allowed Grant Riddall to close in, and now he's got another opportunity here on the plate to get Kirsten going through Maggots, Beckett's, and Kopp and Chapel. Oh, Kirsten makes a mistake. Runs wide, loses some momentum. This is Anders' chance right now. Anders has got much more pull in the straight. Kirsten takes the defensive line. They go into the corner together. Anders is through. Anders gets through on the outside. Fantastic job. He took advantage of a situation there and now look at this. Here's Grant trying to get by. Kirsten ran a bit wide on the exit of Chapel, and that was all that Anders needed to get alongside, and he ran along the outside into Stowe. That was fantastic. And now here comes Grant. Is he going to get Nicholas going into the bridge turn? Yes, he does. Grant goes up to 5th place in his Tyrrell. So Nicholas has lost 2 positions, and I think it can largely be laid at the feet of his tire choice, unfortunately, but probably should have stopped for tires. Juha Bos out of the race.
Yeah, 2 laps ago already.
Oh, jeez. Well, I was so enraptured with the battle between the Jordans and Grant's Tyrrell. So.
Yeah, well, I understand that now. I can see it.
Yeah, it's been a slow boil leading up to this, and finally, I think the problem was definitely Nicholas's tires just gave up. But Nilsson just took advantage right at the opportune moment. I'm sorry to see that you're out of the race. Was it an engine that let go, or?
Yeah, I figured I was not going to get any points, so I tried to get fastest lap, and the engine blew when I tried it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You look like
great film of Michael.
looked like you were having quite a dice with Wilkes at one point. I mean, on the slower parts of the circuit, it seemed like you had him, but then he would just like kick in the afterburners and just take off.
Yeah, every corner I got close to him, I had to back off, and then as soon as we had a straight, he was off.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I pitted and undercut him, and then I got stuck behind Michael. Well, not stuck. He's faster than me.
10 cylinders versus 8 there as well. But in any case, we're getting a lot of positive reviews here on the YouTube chat for Martin's track. A lot of people think it looks pretty good.
It does. Really good work.
Yeah, and I told everybody here from the top that making a track from scratch is no small feat. It takes a lot of work.
Jules Bouchard just made a slight excursion, but seeing as he's got half a minute lead over Anders, that's not going to change much.
Let's see what happened here. Yes, he hit a curb going into Beckett's. And actually, that was pretty neat. He got back on the track without even touching a... oh, goodness. That's a ping issue right there going through Chapel. So at least he's doing all right. But yeah, I'm really surprised, Juha, that the top 3... and I guess we could throw Nicholas into that too. The top 4 prior to the battle we just saw, none of them have stopped for tires. They seem to be just fine.
Well, I think if you're on Goodyears, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can. I'm sure. Because even I was hesitating, and I thought, well, I'm on Pirellis, they're going to kill me sometimes. So I thought a bit, but
the Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's on Goodyears.
The Jordan's a Goodyears as well. Whatever choice Nicholas made, it wasn't the right one because he just couldn't keep up with the pace of what was going on. But and then Nilsson and then Grant just started to close in from the back. But this has just been another example of the superiority of the Williams and Ray Radal's racecraft. He hasn't. I mean, we haven't seen much of him on the screen today because it's like there's not much point. We've been showing all the other battles, but it appears that he hasn't put a wheel wrong. He's always been like once he got to about 10 seconds, 11, 12. He just kind of stayed around there, and he hasn't lost any time. I mean, a pretty superlative drive, assuming that he can get it to the end here with about 7 laps to go. Or 6.
Not even that. If we finish this, there's 5 left. So
yep.
That he should be able to cover that.
Well, this track looks great, and I told other people, the people on the broadcast, that there's other iterations of this build for different years. So it's not like we're just going to have this one race with this one track and that's it. There's other opportunities we can use this track. So it's definitely going to bear fruit. For a year or so to come, or 2 years, hopefully. Yeah, that excursion with Bouchard really wasn't a big problem, but now
Drexler is now threatening Centurami.
Oh wow, look at this, he is. Yeah, as they head to the bridge turn, he's looking on the inside, but wisely does not jump out there.
I wonder if these two can still go for Kirsten's final point.
Maybe. We'll see, but
I think Centurami pitted. Quite sure.
Yeah, both Tyrrells and Drexler pitted for tires.
Yeah, Drexler definitely pitted because that's how I ended up behind him. He pitted him with better tires than I was.
Looking now from Drexler forward to Centurami. This is probably I know Drexler has scored points in previous races, but this is one of his best races of the year so far.
Oh yeah,
sure.
We were just swapping fastest lap every other lap. So.
Oh, look at him close in on Centurami now. It looks like Centurami might have made a mistake there. Yeah, he's got a chance now coming down the hangar straight.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at that.
Is he going to do the old outside pass, which seems to be very popular here? No, not really. Oh, no, wait, there he goes.
Maybe not. Oh, look at that.
Oh, man.
That was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that curb, we would have had him, but then again, we would have gone off track.
Closing in on some lap cars here.
Yeah, David Watman ahead, but he probably sportingly moved aside, as he's been doing all race long.
Actually, this is a rather
Yeah.
I think he
rather
inadvertently
annoying.
gave an advantage to Drexler there. But,
Yeah, it was a very
it was a weird
peculiar
place
spot
to.
to get in there. Yeah, but it could have become very entertaining for the final
Let's see.
stages.
Yeah, Kirsten's up there, and in sixth place may not be secure given what we're seeing here. Into lap 56.
Three laps to go.
He's pushing that Renault engine really hard.
Oh, he is.
A little, the red surround on the gear is flickering on quite a lot here. Wow, that is amazing. He just carries sixth all the way through maggots there. Not everybody's doing that.
No, he's got that thing working. I think he's a bit too far away to try in this turn.
Yeah, he's not going to do it here. Oh, wait a minute. He's going around
No,
that.
that's
Although that pass has worked for a lot of people today.
yeah,
Look
but
at
there
that,
he goes.
down the inside. Oh, contact, and he spun. Oh,
didn't work.
man.
Okay,
No.
well, that's game over.
Yeah, that's the end of that battle, but
Well, Centurame can still try to catch Kirsten.
he could, but he's got to really make hay if he wants to do that.
Well, that said, the gap between him and the cars in front is even.
Grant's now
between
closing in.
Grant, yeah, I was about to say the gap is small between Grant and Anders.
Yeah, Grant's closing on him once again here.
Oh, that's a bit wide.
A lot of people have been going wide at cops.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if, in theory, Grant has the faster car. These two both, I believe, both pitted, so we'll see.
They did, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely pulling him on this straight.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have that much left. A lap and a half?
Yeah, pretty much a lap and a half. So this is going to extend Ray Riddall's.
No, 2 laps and a half. Sorry.
Well, whatever. As soon as, assuming that the lead stays where it is, Ray is going to extend his championship lead significantly, because the next person down on the list, if we look, it's Anders. Anders is going to be scoring 3 points if he stays where he's at, and Ray will be scoring, I believe, is it 9 or 10?
10. 10.
Yeah.
I think 10 in this iteration. We'll let you know.
Oh, look at this. Grant's right with him, bounding over the curbs, trying really hard to get close.
But there's still 50 points to earn, so nothing set in stone yet.
Look at this. Really letting it hang out there at the edge of cops. That antenna on the, yeah. That antenna is like a target on the
On the Jordan.
on the nose of the Tyrrell as well.
Oh yeah, there's one on the Jordan as well.
He's got him here, I think, maybe. No,
he's too far back.
Too far back.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Wilkes is retired.
Oh no! You think? I'll bet you that's an engine failure. I have a hard time believing Wilkes would have crashed. Oh, look at this! Grant's definitely got a. Look at this!
Yeah, he got to run. Oh!
Defensive line from
Wanders.
Defensive
That's
line.
not the line you.
Oh, is he going up the outside here into?
Oh, brave.
Oh
No.
man! Not gonna happen there.
We also seem to Centurame dropped to 8.
Interesting. So something happened there.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know what happened.
oops. Well, Ray is on his last lap. This has been a really spectacular performance. And How much of it do you think is him, and how much of it is the car?
Oh, Chaturami actually spun in the complex at the final, and the lap. Oh. Sorry to and Grant's made it. I don't know if you.
Oh no! John Team's out of the race. John Team has had an accident on the last lap.
Oh,
down at the Vale section. I think I'm gonna guess he hit a curb based on what I'm seeing. The answer is yes. He hit a curb and it launched him into the barrier. That's the second time we've seen that today. The first time was with Ruben Fernandez, and there it is. Race over.
Well, that race is over, but the one for
look at
third
this.
Isn't.
Race for third is not over, but my goodness, what a disaster for John Team. Nilsson. This is now a battle for third place. It's a podium battle now with the demise of Team. Still very tight here. Who's going to make it to the line first?
Well, unless Grant misses a gear, I think he's got it.
Yeah, he can just accelerate now and turn the wheel, and he's got it. There's third place for Grant Riddall, fourth place for Nilsson, fifth place for Kirsten. In the end, they all finished right with each other. Sixth for Drexler, 1 point. So that's a first and a sixth for Williams Renault. Seventh is Centurami. Team is going to finish eighth, it appears, because of lapped cars. De Vries finishes ninth. Wilkes is out of the race in 10th. And then David Watman is going to finish 11th in the Lotus, matching the number of the car. Juha, you're 12th. So that's, this was a heavy attrition race.
Oh, at least it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. So congratulations to Ray Riddall. Fabulous job. Accelerate as he goes into the pits here. Coming to a stop now. And there he is. Another win in the books for Ray. Excellent job. So that was the British Grand Prix on the brand new 1991 build of Silverstone, and a very good race, especially coming off of the one we had last time where we had a lot of difficulties. It's nice to have a trouble-free race under our belts once again.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I mentioned to everyone what's coming up next. Our next F1 race is going to be at Italy, the Coca-Cola Grand Prix of Italy, the 12th out of 16 rounds. That's the 13th of October. And then the next round after that, the 27th of October, is the Portuguese Grand Prix. So two very exciting races coming up, and see if Ray is able to strengthen his grip on the championship even more in these upcoming rounds. Thank you very much for dropping in, Juha. I appreciate it, as always.
You're welcome.
Yep. And with that, I don't see anybody in the green room, so we're just going to go ahead and close out the broadcast, I believe. So thanks very much, Juha. This is Jason White saying so long from the Martin Lucena edition of Silverstone. Everyone take care and be safe.